Jahara Malik, now 18 years old, stood before a Miami-Dade judge pleading guilty to manslaughter for the deadly stabbing of her ex-boyfriend, Yakeem Lawler. Malik stayed quiet as she walked out of the courtroom with family, her fate now in the hands of the judge, who will determine her sentence, as the case will not go to trial.
I want the max. That's what I want. A life for a life. She took my son's life for no reason. She took my son's life because he was honest with her, that he didn't want to be with her.
It took prosecutors more than a month to file charges against Malik, who was then 17, for the stabbing which happened on December 20th, 2024. Yakeem's family spoke out and held protests outside the state attorney's office demanding an arrest. Yakeem, also known as Chemo, was a student at Miami Northwestern Senior High School. His mother says he was stabbed in the chest, the knife piercing his heart. Meanwhile, Malik's attorney says his client's plea of guilty should be considered in the judge's sentencing. Jahara Malik.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Chakwadash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sons of Akim out there. Is pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, and charity. This is your brother Ash from the Great Millstone Miami camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and quick, straight to the point. And I played this clip right here from the news, NBC 6, of this demon that you see on the screen with this completely smug attitude, this face that she has on trial for murder. Okay, which this is a local story down here in Miami that I've been following. You had this chick that stabbed this young man and put him to death because he didn't want to be with her anymore. And this is yet again another reason to stay away from these so-called black women, because they're demons. All of them. All of them are a bunch of demons, straight up. Okay? There's many reasons that you want to stay away from these demons. Okay, as the wise King Solomon said, of 1,000 men, a righteous, I found one. But of 1,000 women, a righteous one, I found none. Okay, the scriptures tell you that all wickedness is little compared to the wickedness of a woman. These women will get you cased up in several different ways. Whether it be with the law, whether it be with you catching something, whether they trap you up with a baby and have you go through that whole debacle, whether they strain and stress you out mentally and spiritually to the point where you feel like offing yourself, or they can just straight up put you to death. A lot of the times they'll set you up and have some other bugged out nigga put you to death, or in instances like this, they'll do it themselves and then sit up in the courtroom with a smile. Clearly, she doesn't give a damn. Clearly. Okay? And she was a so-called young woman when this happened. I believe she was 16, 17. Okay? And there's many examples of situations like this taking place here in Babylon the Great. Okay, if the Lord blesses you with a woman, whether it's a Jake woman, a heathen woman, for you to, this is my own personal advice. If it isn't ordained by the Most High, and if you're a spiritual man, you're a spiritual brother, you should be able to point that out. If it isn't directly inspired by the Lord, if it isn't totally through the Spirit, don't take these women seriously at all in any capacity. Okay? And stay away from Keisha. Your life would be 1,000 times better if you stay away from Keisha. Okay? Or it can cost you your life. And the more and more these examples come out, the less other men, especially us, that have this truth are going to feel sorry for individuals that get taken out in this manner. These demons are showing the world who they are every single day. So situations like this are shocking. Yeah, it's sad. You know, of course, this man had family. Of course, there are people that care for him. But you dealing with Keisha, it's only so many things you're gonna get out of that. Okay? And getting put to death is one of them. That's on the menu, dealing with Keisha. And the scriptures tell you that. The scriptures tell you how to move. Okay? So I'm just going to go straight into the scriptures. First, I think I'm going to get a quote of King Solomon. Right? I'm going to get that. Something else he said dealing with these demons. Okay, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Okay? And that goes for the majority of these women, especially the so-called black women. Okay, King Solomon said it's more bitter than death. And we know death is bitter, right? It's the grave. Life ceases. It's a horrible thing, right? But guess what? When you die, you can't suffer no more. When you're in the spiritual realm, suffering ceases, and you're good now. Okay? The earth is where people suffer. But the scriptures say that her heart is snares and nets, meaning her mind. That's why you have all these men getting lined up and set up by these women, because their mind is on trapping you up to take your money, to take your life, to take your male essence. A lot of these women, most of them, their whole motive is to break a man down, because they all have penis envy. They all secretly desire to be a man and to have the power that men have. So they envy our spirit, they envy our energy, and they utilize their sexuality to play on men's mind so that they can break them. And then once they break you, they're on to the next one. Once they break you, they don't want you no more, because that's what it was all about. To get you off of your purpose, to get you to lower your morals and your principles, to weaken you. Okay, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Meaning she want to tie you up. Whoso pleaseth, this is the key point, whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Okay, so if the Most High is dealing with you, he's not going to allow you to even get close enough to one of these demons to where something like this happens. That's why a lot of the times, brothers, we were men. We look for women to deal with and have some sort of relationship with, and a lot of times it goes left quick. And that's the Most High preserving you. That's the Most High keeping that woman away from you because he loves you and cares for you. Okay? He's removing evil from you, which is a beautiful thing. And then you look back and be like, yeah, that woman was no good for me any damn way. Okay, but another man, and then a lot of times the Lord may allow you to see her with the next man, and the next man may not be as handsome as you. He may not be as strong or whatever as you, but for whatever reason, she's with him now, and you see her straight up ruining that man's life. Like people in the world say, you dodged a bullet. Well, the Most High is the one that causes you to dodge that bullet, and then she becomes another man's problem. Well, and that other man may end up putting babies in her and actually getting stuck and getting trapped with her. That's because the Most High is not dealing with that man. That's because that man is wicked. Okay, whoso pleases the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Okay, the book of Sirach says, an evil woman is given to an evil man. Okay, so again, if the Most High is not blessing you with a woman and is straight up divine, straight up supernatural on the right hand side, okay, because you can be, like we just said, like I just quoted out of Sirach, you can be given a woman supernaturally, but on the left hand side for your destruction. Okay, that's why we got to remain spiritual out here, and to think with our big head, not the little head. Lust has destroyed many and will continue to destroy many as these times get darker. Okay, so that's pretty much all I wanted to bring out. Just something real quick. Hopefully it was edifying with that. I'm going to say shalom.